What'd you see from you guys that y'all had the resolve to withstand everything that y'all went through and come out with a big win?
Yeah, it's hard to win on the road. Obviously, we've had a deal in the second half of, we're a high variance team that shoots a lot of threes, so there is variance in the game. We've seen this story where we've been up and the other team took the lead, couldn't overcome it, but I felt to win that game, we had to kind of play different ways. And we had to play fast at times, had to execute at times, had to play zone at times, had to play man at times, had to press at times. And to win it, we had to be able to do it all. And then down the stretch when they took the lead, we really had to execute to win. And we did that. And so that shows a lot of growth in our team from where we were a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago. Yep.
First time y'all been at full strength in that game, obviously a small sample size, but just what'd you see from the whole unit that you guys maybe benefited from having everybody available?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big deal. Like basketball, injuries, sicknesses, they take your toll on you in basketball. Like, if you have two guys out that could be on that floor, that's 40% of the guys that could be on the floor. Imagine if a football team had that out, it'd be tough. And some, you don't wish that. But I do know this, with the injuries, the sicknesses that we had early in the year, the other guys who may not get as many minutes in those spots have improved a lot. But just getting everybody caught up, you can just tell that we're coming together, not just with on the court gelling with each other, strategy-wise and all that, but just becoming a team where they're playing for Texas A&M, as you expect, right? The longer guys play together and are here, the better they're going to get with that, and that's what I feel this group's been able to do, and they got to keep getting better with that.
Closing out a 3-game road stretch here, what have you seen from you guys, and what can you learn from this type of time on the road?
Well, it's hard to win on the road. We know that. I think that we weren't ready to win on the road earlier in the year. I'd be the first to say that. Your defense has to be pretty good, and you got to not turn the ball over. You got to take elite shots. That's how you win on the road. And so our defense has improved a great deal, particularly in the half court on defense. We've gotten a lot better. We're turning the ball over at a low rate, and we're taking great shots, and we're getting to the free throw line, which is the best shot you can get. So when you can do that, that's a recipe for winning. If you don't do that, that's a recipe for losing. When you turn the ball over, that's the hardest way to defend. So if you turn it over, you're not scoring, and you're giving them opportunities to score. So we've been low turnover rates, obviously, and defending the half court a lot better.
And Coach, with the first net rankings out, I know it's early in the year, you got a lot more of those coming, but how much of your attention as a coach is on those and monitoring that throughout the year?
Well, the net rankings is not really as big a factor. They take a multitude of factors into the selection committee. They'll take Ken Palm into factors. They'll take Evan Meyer into factors. They'll take the wins above the bubble. Net rankings, and this time I'll be the first to say the net rankings are not very accurate. I think we know that. You'll look at teams that could be ahead of us, or that I think we played them 100 times. I don't know if they beat us one time. So I think by the end of the year, the net rankings usually balance themselves out to be more on par, and that's where you see the Ken Palm, and then the net rankings become pretty close to each other. But you don't focus on that because we're going to have so many opportunities going forward and in our league. If you were a one-bid league, you may focus on that, the rankings, the Ken Palm and all that, but we're not that. We're going to have opportunities. So you just got to focus on playing your best basketball. And play our best basketball, that's going to give us our best chance to put together a good resume.
And then how beneficial is this 3-game stretch, against power conference opposition going into conference play?
Yeah, it's great. You want to play good competition. All three of these teams are good, particularly on the road. We played Florida State down there in Tampa. That was really like a home game for them. If you're down there, you could feel it. They had a lot of fans there, obviously. And they were called the home team. When their lineups are going off, they have a carpet they ran through. The announcers were pumping the crowd up. When they were on defense, there was a big defensive deal on the scoreboard. So neutral site game. I don't know how that was a neutral site game. So that was good. Obviously, Pitt's a tough place to win. We know that. They beat Ohio State there earlier this year. And, SMU and Dallas is, they're a really good team, and we'll have to play good basketball there on the road. Hopefully our Aggies right here in the state, we can flood that place up because there'll be a good basketball game.
You said your team found your mojo. Why do you think they found their mojo again?
I just felt in that game that they were able to get their momentum back in that game. You have to go through adversity before you can be a good basketball team. If you're going to be good at anything as a team, you have to go through tough times. That's what makes you It's so hard for people to become a champion in general. It's like that they've gone through enough tough times that they can overcome it, and then when they do overcome it, they know they can overcome it the next time. And you're looking at a bunch of guys that when we started the season hadn't been through any real tough times together, hadn't seen any adversity together, so that's hard to be successful in those moments. Now that they've been in those moments, they're more comfortable in those moments, know they can pull through, and know to pull through they got to stick together, play hard, and be unselfish and be about each other. And the guys that are going to be on that floor are going to be the guys that are about Texas A&M, that are going to play their guts out for Texas A&M, are going to be happy for Texas A&M success, even above individual success. And that's how our program is going to be, and that's how we're going to have success.
You also said that Rashan had an alpha mentality. Can you elaborate on that a little bit and what he's brought so far?
Yeah, he just thinks he's the baddest dude on the court at all times, and, the baddest dudes get the rebounds. I mean, that's what it is, because they think that is their ball and nobody else's ball. It's their house, their court. They're there to take it over and hold everybody hostage and, taking no prisoners. That's his mindset. And you see that in great rebounders, because they don't care. They see ball, get ball, knock 10 people down on the way to get the ball, and that's what you see out of him. So I'm proud of the way he scores it, but I'm also proud of how he rebounds it, but I'm most proud of the way he's a leader and he's an everyday guy.
And speaking of that, we had talked to Jakari earlier, and he had talked about Rashan's energy pregame. As a coach, how valuable is it to have a guy that you don't have to tell to get up? He can just be a leader on the court for you.
If you don't have players that are going to, if it's not going to be a player-led team, we're not going to be a good team. I can coach on blue in the face and motivate a bunch of 22-year-olds. We know that, but at some point, that the best teams are player-led. It's coming from within. They're not doing it for just the coach. They're doing it for that group in the locker room, the players, the coaches, and most importantly, for what's on the front of their jersey. And I think Rashan, that's how he's about winning. And when you got some of your best players and your captains, to be a captain, you got to be about winning. The players got to know you have the team's best interest at heart. And the inverse is true as well. You can't be a leader if the team doesn't believe you have the team's best interest at heart. And everybody knows he has the team's best interest at heart.
Rashan kind of mentioned how with you guys being at full strength again, it's kind of allowing some guys to get maybe back into their natural role and position. Who do you think maybe benefits the most in that regard in your team?
Probably Rashan. Rashan was having to guard on the perimeter a lot. Had to play a little out of position for what I would consider him guarding on the perimeter, playing on the perimeter. So it slowed our pace down a little bit, and it didn't allow him to use his strengths the best because he's the matchup problem on the floor. So I think that helped us a lot. Our defense has gone through the roof. As we knew when we got Mac back that Mac would be able to slide to the 4 more, and we'd be able to play Rashan a lot more at the 5. And you could say our defense has been pretty much better the past couple games.
What do you know about SMU? Did you watch that game last night live, and just what you might expect to see from them?
I hadn't watched it. I didn't watch it live. I hadn't even watched that game. I'll watch it here after this practice. This practice will be about us. I know they play fast. I know they're a good team. I know they have good guards. I know that they're a potential, obviously, tournament team right there. And so it'll be a good game. And, it should be an exciting game because I think both teams like to get up and down. And right here in state. So even though it's in Dallas in their backyard, it's still in Texas, which is our backyard. So it should be a good vibe to it.
What do you want to see in practice the rest of the week?
Just get better. That's the only thing that I worry about. I don't worry so much about the other teams as much as I do the team that matters most, which is our team, right? Are we getting better? And if you focus on getting better, then you're going to be pretty dang good one day. If you get so caught up on the other teams, you may get past a game, but you didn't get better, and that's going to hurt you long run.
You mentioned how you guys are going to have opportunities to get kind of some marquee wins in conference play, but just with this possibly potentially being a quad 1 game down the road, just how big from a resume standpoint could a win mean, down the road in non-conference play as well? Yeah,
look, we got a great opportunity here. If we play good basketball, and that's what I care about most, you can play good basketball, and I promise you, I'd rather play good basketball and lose than play bad basketball and somehow win. You got to play good basketball because that's what's going to pay off long term. But if we play good basketball, you're talking about resume standpoint. If we went through the non-league and, we were able to keep stacking wins, and you lost 2 games in the non-league, and they were without what a lot of people may consider your most best player in terms of some of the way the prospects, in terms of NBA prospects. The only 2 losses coming without Mac. I would say that the resume in the non-league is pretty dang good.
You talk about playing good basketball, obviously the last 2 games wins in those type of environments. How close do you think as a coach that you guys are playing to your best of ability?
Oh, and yeah, I mean, no team this time of year should be playing the best of their ability with all new players. I mean, if the teams that are playing good right now, they probably have something are playing to their best of their ability right now. They probably have something in common, which is they're all returners, and then they're capped, right? And so we got to keep improving. We're not the same team. We would beat our team from the first couple weeks of the season by about 20 points right now. Hopefully down the road, I'm not going to say we're going to be 20 points better here in a month, but hopefully we beat this team by 10 points, our current team. And that's what you got to focus on. That's what matters most.
Anything else for Coach? All right, thank you guys.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it.